Just when social media thought the fallout between Jada Cheeves and Ari Fletcher had already reached its breaking point, another shockwave hit. And this time, it dragged Young Miami right into the eye of the storm. An alleged leaked clip began circulating online, reportedly showing Lil Baby, Ari, Music Fletcher, and Young Miami in a situation no one saw coming. Suddenly the narrative shifted. Critics claimed it wasn't just Ari who crossed an unspoken line. Whispers grew that Miami Music may have been moving in the shadows too, while tensions with Jada were already boiling. Ari had previously hinted she would address Jada's claims, but before any response came, a new rumor started spreading fast. Some online voices, Music, began suggesting the leak might not have been accidental at all, that it could have surfaced to prove she wasn't the only one caught in the mess. And as if things weren't chaotic enough, the internet did what it always does. It went digging. An old clip from Music, Ari's appearance on Kershaw Please resurfaced, with viewers now reinterpreting her words and claiming she once implied, Music, she'd go further than most if the money made sense.
Take a shot if you willing to get it on for some money. I was just
ain't never been that serious. You know, it's one thing.
How much money?
You getting shit on?
Hey, how much money?
Girl, you
Carisha,
not.
be quiet. If a come up to you, right?
I'm not shit. Maybe but not shit. I'm not letting all shit off.
What started as a single confession from Jada quickly began to spiral into something much bigger. Even though Ari still hasn't clearly confirmed or denied the accusations, Music, the combination of resurfaced interviews and that alleged leaked clip has shifted the conversation. Now people online aren't just debating what's true anymore, Music. They're bracing for what might surface next. And if there's one thing the internet loves, it's an unfinished story. Ari Fletcher has been under a harsher spotlight ever since her former friend Jada Cheeves accused her of violating girl code by getting involved with Lil Baby. Ari has stayed publicly silent, but the viral footage many are talking about has led some viewers to believe Jada's claims carried more weight than they first thought, and that Young Miami may have been connected to the situation all along. Rumors about Ari and Lil Baby had floated around for years, but Miami's name was never seriously attached until Jada unknowingly set off a domino effect. During a TikTok live meant to promote her skincare line, Jada casually confirmed the long-suspected link between her ex and her former friend. And from that moment, the narrative online completely shifted.
Them rumors are true. No shade. That's been going on. That's been a thing. But I don't want to talk about it. Like, literally, let's not talk about that.
Jada didn't share explicit details. She didn't have to. Just confirming the situation was enough to flip the narrative almost overnight. Suddenly, the woman many critics had once labeled bitter or jealous was being seen in a completely different light. And what made it sting even more, Music? Jada hinted this wasn't random gossip or internet fiction. She suggested this had allegedly been happening while Ari was still smiling in her face. Music as a friend. The reaction online was immediate. For years, Ari Fletcher has been a divisive figure, admired by some, questioned by others. Music. But this backlash felt heavier than usual. People weren't just criticizing her, they were reopening old chapters. Past accusations resurfaced. Archived interviews were clipped and reshared. One particular moment from Young Miami's podcast began circulating again, with viewers now analyzing Ari's past comments through a completely different lens. Some claimed her old remarks about money and boundaries sounded far more telling today than they did back then. Despite wave after wave of online receipts, Ari still didn't directly respond to Jada's claims. No firm denial. No confirmation. Just silence. And that quiet only made the tension worse. People began asking, was she planning to ride it out alone, or was someone else about to be pulled into the spotlight? Then the alleged footage hit social media. Music. And that's when the story took another sharp turn. Viewers quickly realized Ari might not have been the only woman tied to Lil Baby in this unfolding mess. Young Miami's name suddenly entered the conversation, and timelines everywhere went into meltdown. For many, the shock wasn't just that a clip existed, it was who was rumored to be in it. Miami had never publicly been linked to Lil Baby in that way. No loud rumors. No obvious hints. Which is exactly why the backlash felt so intense. Especially considering she had only recently started regaining her footing publicly after months of scrutiny surrounding her past relationship with Diddy. A situation already filled with headlines, resurfaced clips, and heavy public judgment. After that storm, fans noticed Miami grew quieter online. She unfollowed Diddy. She stopped speaking on the drama. She seemed focused on moving forward. And throughout that period, Ari appeared firmly in her corner. That's why many people were stunned. While whispers about Ari and Lil Baby had floated around before, fans never imagined Ari and Miami might have been connected to the same situation behind the scenes. Looking back, some followers began re-examining old interactions between Ari and Miami, playful tweets, flirty jokes, on-camera kisses during interviews. Moments that once felt harmless but were now being treated like puzzle pieces. Internet detectives started resurfacing clips of the two discussing relationships, money and private life topics on podcasts and live streams. Comments that once sounded like humor were suddenly being framed as possible hints. But while people were still digging through old footage, another theory started gaining traction. What if the clip didn't leak by accident? Some online voices, music, suggested Ari herself might have released it to shift attention or prove she wasn't alone in the scandal following Jada's accusations. After all, only a few people were said to have had access. Others pushed back, arguing the leak could have come from an entirely different source. In the end, no matter where it came from, the impact was the same. Now, with Ari and Miami trending for all the wrong reasons, Jada Chiefs has mostly stayed quiet after lighting the initial spark. And public opinion appears to be shifting. Some of the same people who once blamed Jada are now sending her apologies, saying she may have been telling the truth all along about feeling betrayed by people she trusted. Then there's Lil Baby, the common link in the entire situation. When Jada first made her claims about Ari, he reacted in a subtle but noticeable way. He posted a photo of Jada to his Instagram story with just 4 letters, CBFW. Many interpreted it as "can't be with," reading it as quiet support for his ex. He didn't argue online, didn't explain himself, and didn't engage in public back and forth. But to fans, the message still spoke volumes. Since this latest wave of drama, though, Lil Baby has said nothing at all. No clarification. No denial. That silence has drawn criticism, with some accusing him of letting the women face the fallout alone while he stays out of the line of fire. Whether intentional or not, his absence from the conversation has become part of the controversy itself. And as if the situation weren't tangled enough, people also began revisiting Ari Fletcher's complicated relationship history with Moneybagg Yo. Their on and off romance has unfolded publicly for years, filled with cheating rumors on both sides, emotional interviews, cryptic posts, and dramatic reconciliations. While Moneybagg has admitted to past mistakes, Ari too has faced her share of online allegations about overlapping situations and blurred lines in previous relationships. Even while publicly committed to Moneybagg Yo, Ari has faced ongoing rumors about overlapping situations. Online chatter previously linked her to Offset during a time he was still publicly tied to Cardi B, and that situation reportedly caused tension behind the scenes. Another wave of allegations surfaced years ago when Raw Ollie made claims in a post that was later deleted, suggesting their relationship timeline didn't match what fans were being shown online. He alleged that while Ari presented a picture of happiness on social media, there was more going on privately, hinting at hidden dynamics that fueled both passion and resentment behind closed doors. Despite the noise, the accusations, and what some fans called receipts, Moneybagg Yo has continued standing by Ari. That's why critics now argue this latest controversy fits a pattern they believe they've seen before: blurred lines, complicated loyalties, and friendships that didn't stay where they started. As for young Miami, many online observers believe the backlash has hit her especially hard. Some even say it feels heavier than the criticism she faced during the fallout tied to Diddy. While she hasn't broken down publicly, fans have pointed to her sudden quietness, reduced online presence, and overall withdrawal as signs this situation may have landed closer to home than expected. She had just been navigating the aftermath of one highly publicized storm, and then music. This one arrived. To some supporters, it feels like she got caught in crossfire from a situation she didn't create but couldn't avoid. What began with Jada Chiefs speaking out has now snowballed into one of the most chaotic celebrity storylines of the year. And if there's one clear takeaway, it's this: the story is still unfolding. People may have suspected tension between Ari and Lil Baby before, but almost no one predicted Miami's name would enter the narrative the way it did once alleged proof started circulating. This entire saga has shown how fast public opinion can turn, how old moments can be reframed overnight, and how silence can sometimes speak louder than any statement. Right now, the internet is watching closely. More clips could surface. More messages could leak. One statement could flip the entire narrative again. So now we want to know what you think. Was the leak deliberate? Did young Miami get unfairly pulled into something bigger than her? And does Jada deserve the support some fans are now sending her way? Share your thoughts below. And stay locked in because this story is far from cooling down.